4 years have passed since Billy Batson, as well as his foster family, were given the powers of the gods. However, the daughters of Atlas have arrived on Earth and are in search of a seed that will restore their realm to its full power. Their search eventually leads them to Philadelphia, where they cross paths with the Shazam family, who then take matters into their own hands. This is Shazam, Fury of the Gods. Shazam, Fury of the Gods is the latest film from DC and Warner Bros., and is the sequel to 2019's Shazam. And it is the final film before the much talked about and much anticipated from some people DC reset in June. Now, I'm actually a really big fan of the first Shazam film. It had a great cast and characters, a surprisingly emotional story, but all the while, just a really fun movie. So I was definitely excited for a sequel, and Shazam, Fury of the Gods is about the same. However, there is one aspect to this film that makes me like this one a little bit less than its predecessor. But first, I want to talk about what I liked about this movie, because I liked a whole lot about it. Once again, playing Shazam is Zachary Levi, and he delivers on everything I want out of Shazam. The childlike fun and wonder of getting powers like this and having a lot of fun with them, all the while having to realize that, go figure, with great power does come great responsibility. And Zachary Levi just nails that to me. He's a man-child, but he's a man-child in the best sense of the word. Is there one? And on the flip side of that, you have Asher Angel once again playing Billy Batson. And admittedly, there does feel like an amount of disconnect between Billy Batson and Shazam, because there are at times they feel like two different characters, with Shazam being a bit more goofy and Billy being a lot more reserved. But at the same time, I can almost understand why, if I got Shazam powers, I would be a lot more confident in myself. But I do understand that Billy being 18 years old in context of the film and the actor being 20 years old in real life, yeah, you feel a sense of disconnect there. You don't see him acting like a kid anymore, which admittedly is, to me, what makes Shazam so much fun. So I can understand why they want to keep Shazam acting like a kid, but at the same time, it's hard to see Billy acting like Shazam. It's confusing, but overall, I think they do a solid job. And as I mentioned, the character type of a kid getting superpowers and having fun with them, but also learning the responsibility part of it, is something I adore. Because when you're a kid, you want to have superpowers, you want to be able to fly or have super strength, and seeing that even as an adult is so much fun to me. Shazam and even Ben 10 are the perfect examples of superheroes like this. It's a character type that you don't necessarily see too often, but when it's done, it's something that I just really enjoy. And speaking of Ben 10, Warner Brothers really needs to move forward with that rumored Ben 10 movie. The supporting cast of the movie is great too. Now, I don't mean any disrespect to Billy Batson when I say this. I think he's a great lead hero, but Jack Dylan Grazer's Freddie Freeman is so good. He's a dork when it comes to superheroes like I am, and I think he is so endearing in the way he loves them, and he adores being a superhero even more than I think Billy does, which again makes me wish he was the main character. And I could not get enough of this character. He is me. And I gotta give special props to this movie for giving Djimon Hounsou something to do. Because it seems like in any movie I've ever seen him in, he's only there to die. That's so upsetting, because he's a really good actor. How is it that the only other movie in recent memory that he's in for a good portion of the movie is the Kingsman prequel? Something that really surprised me with the first Shazam was that it was kind of scary. It wasn't necessarily a horror movie by any means, but David F. Sandberg is no stranger to horror. And while I definitely think they tone it down a little bit for this film, there's still a lot of scenes in this movie that had me reeling back and made me realize that, hey, this movie's not as goofy as you may think it is. Now, what was the one part of the movie that just didn't work for me? What was the one part of the movie that made me not like this one as much as the first? And I have to say that was the villains. This film creates new villains based off of the daughters of Atlas of Greek mythology. Yeah, these characters have never been in a comic before or existed within any realm of the DC universe. And it's not uncommon for other forms of media to create characters and then become big hits. Harley Quinn was created for the Batman animated series, and now she's one of the most popular characters in the DC universe. However, I don't think these characters will have the same impact as Harley Quinn. Now, let me start by saying I think the actresses do a great job in the film. Helen Mirren, Lucy Liu, Rachel Zelger, they're all really good with what they're given. But the story around them, however, really didn't make sense. It seems as if the Daughters of Atlas are only doing the things they need to do because they are written to be the antagonists of the film. And yes, I understand that can be said for a lot of different villains in a lot of different comic book movies, and hell, a lot of different movies in general. But in this movie, it's really weird how they go about it. Now, I don't want to spoil the movie, but I do have to talk more about their plan and what they do for my criticisms to really make sense. So I'm going to put a spoiler warning right here, and it's going to be here for the duration of me talking about the villains. And once it's gone, so are all the spoilers. So everything that they're doing in the first half of the movie is only there to make you think that they're the bad guys, when in reality, everything that they're doing could have been avoided just by talking. It just seemed like they didn't know what to do with some of the daughters. They're doing things that are traditionally evil, like killing people, or kidnapping a member of the Shazam family, or putting the town into a Simpson dome, only for it to be revealed that, hey, we didn't actually want to do all that. Then why did you? But lo and behold, one of the sisters betrays the other two, and you got a traditional comic book movie villain. And luckily, at that point, they become okay. They're kind of cool. They got a cool dragon and some other cool Greek mythology stuff. It made for a really fun third act and really made up for the lackluster first hour of these villains. But really, they're about as good as I normally expect characters who have never been in a comic before to be. Okay, I guess. I tell you, we do not give enough credit to Mark Strong's Dr. Sivana from the first Shazam film. He was a really good villain. And it's also crazy to me that we got a Black Adam movie not even a year ago, and he's not even mentioned in this movie. That's insane. But what makes up for that to me is the relationship Billy Batson has with the rest of his foster family. It gives the film an emotional weight that will tug on your heartstrings more than you expect, probably. And it more than makes up for the lackluster villains. This is a lighthearted and fun little movie that has some great characters and some great emotional dynamics. The villains are okay, but what I really like from the film is more than enough to make up for it. Oh, and by the way, there are 2 post-credit scenes. 2 post-credit scenes that will probably never go anywhere, but hey, you never know. Now, when I went to go see this movie, they gave me a pack of cards, and I haven't opened up a pack of cards since I was the age that Shazam traditionally is. So I thought it would be fun if I opened them up on film, just to see what I got. We got Green Shazam, something that says, support your local heroes. An Aquaman they forgot to color in. Space Peacemaker, or as he's called, Orion. A Death Metal Darkseid cover. We got Batwing. I'm assuming that's Nightwing, but as Batman. Oh, and the Hollow. The Hollow here is, what is that? That's Huntress and Power Girl. Yeah, I like that one. Well, that was fun. And apparently these are NFTs too, so whatever. I don't care about that particularly, so I hope you all enjoyed this review. And if you did, please consider hitting that like button. And if you want to see more, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell. Wait, no. I hope you all enjoyed this review, and if you did, please consider hitting that like button, and if you want to see more, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell to be notified when my next review drops. Until next time, I'm Quentin Dunaway, hoping you will keep it cinematic.